It's like on the edge of campus towards town, towards Main Street. There's a street right behind it, and that's Oakwood. That's South Oakwood. So I just crossed the Main Street, and then I'm home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's really nice.
That's so great to be able to walk.
Yeah.
I almost moved into town.
Just so you could walk.
Well, I was looking at places because I was living in Stone Ridge, so it's like half an hour away. It was just like, I'm always driving to New Paltz for one reason or another, sometimes twice a day. And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. So yeah, I was looking at places, and there was one on Grove Street
That's a nice street.
Yeah, it was cute and it was nice, but I don't know, we're like trying to make it work. It was kind of oldish and that sort of thing. So we found, yeah, there's a lot of that for sure. But it was reasonably priced. But then we found this place in Gardner that's not that. My drive to work's like 12 minutes, but it's just
great.
like, it's gorgeous. It's like in the woods, and I just love the woods, and it's really cabiny and rustic and like fireplace. So it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Cool, I guess I zoned out when he explained that.
Camera one.
They have headsets on. I can't.
I think I'm doing this wrong. I don't know how to move. Oh, there we go. No, I really think I might be doing this wrong. How does it turn though? It's got this thing stuck there.
Are you?
This ring. I got it. I got it. Okay, let me know when.
Well, look on the monitor.
That's good. That's
For
good.
the
Tiny bit more.
Matt, you can tilt off this little hair and zoom in just the hair, okay?
what's that?
I'm gonna
That's fine.
refocus her.
Oh, shit.
She's really hot.
Make sure your cell phones are off, let's do this thing.
Oh.
What I said.
Of course, Elizabeth, you're allowed to regard the audience, acknowledge that people are.
We're going to talk about diet and nutrition on the city. Okay.
Try that one more time.
Should I talk just to you, or should I also
Just-
talk to the live studio audience?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Quiet on the set. 5, 4, 3.
Hi, welcome to Table Talk. I'm Elizabeth, and this is our guest, Emily Ferencik. Today's subject is going to be nutrition and diet on the SUNY DePaul's campus.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It is really exciting to be here.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you go to school, and how'd you decide to get into diet and nutrition?
Well, I went to school, for nutrition I went to SUNY Oneonta, but I had a little bit of a roundabout way to get there. I started off, I went to a community college. I graduated from high school a year early. I was just kind of like over it. So I got out of high school early, and then I started going to Tompkins Cortland Community College for art. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with that, but I just thought it sounded fun, and I took art classes in high school. So I did that, and I finished that up, and towards the end I was kind of thinking like, this is more of a hobby thing for me. So I just transferred to SUNY Cortland, and I was kind of like trying to get a little bit healthier at that point in my life, but I wasn't terribly serious about it. So I was thinking about nutrition, I was thinking about psychology. I went to Cortland for psychology for a little while. Then somehow during that time I started to become interested in nutrition. I started to look at nutrition schools. And so I decided to transfer to Oneonta. So I went to another community college for a semester to finish my gen eds, Broome Community College. And then I transferred to Oneonta, so I was in my third year of college by that point. And then I did 3 years there of undergraduate. And then they have a combined master's program and dietetic internship.
Okay.
So I did that in a year and got my master's in nutrition and finished my internship and then sat for my RD exam, and that was it.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a long process.
It was 7 years of college, all done. But
so it's kind of like your personal lifestyle you wanted it to reflect in your job, or?
yeah. So my road to get here it's been long and interesting, and it starts, it really starts way back at like 13 or 14 years old, going through some struggles with an eating disorder and that sort of thing. And then, from probably 15 to 19 or so, just kind of like going to the opposite end of the spectrum and kind of losing all inhibitions of being, doing some teenage shenanigans sort of thing and not really caring about healthy eating and probably being as far from healthy eating and healthy lifestyle as one could possibly imagine. And then coming back a little bit, and around that time, I think I was 19 or so, I was in a very transitional point in my life where I was coming out of the art program, like not really knowing what I wanted to do. A lot of things were changing, and I was becoming somewhat interested in nutrition, but I didn't have a real investment in it. And then one day, I picked up this book randomly called Raw Food, Life Force Energy. And this was spring, I was 19, and it just like spoke to me. I was just like, this is the answer to what I've been looking for, and it was all about living a raw food lifestyle.
It was so engaging, we didn't want to stop.
Okay. I told you, I'm so good at rambling.
Well, you're also very good at being on point and giving us the information that we need to have. So you're doing spectacular. So thank you.
Thank you.
Double check your focal length, all right? And double check your headroom. That should be a little bit better. Let's see how we're doing over here. Okay, cool. Good. You guys look fabulous, by the way. There's like sparkles in your eyes and everything. So is this feeling good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
All right, awesome. Well, you guys are doing a spectacular job, so keep it up. Audience, oh my God, you sound amazing. When it comes time to switch to giving these guys a run for their money, so just keep it up, all right? Keep up the energy. This is a great conversation, it's an important conversation. Hang on every word, all right? Fabulous. You guys doing all right? You guys feeling good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask you the
Very
same
good.
question again.
What's that?
I'm gonna ask you the
Okay.
same question again.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wait, should I, like the education one?
Want to try it for
The
real?
just how'd you get
Cool,
started?
Okay. So should I start back from
No,
where I
just-
left off?
You respond however you would respond.
Okay. Got it.
That easy.
Okay. Like, wait, where did I
Yeah,
start?
No, doesn't matter. No,
Okay.
we weren't rolling on that one. We're doing this in one live take.
Oh, that didn't count.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
No, that's okay.
this
So I
is
can say
called-
the same thing again.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing like a live edit.
Mhm.
So there's someone in there who's like switching from camera to camera to camera when the director calls it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I can repeat myself.
You can.
Okay.
Feel free.
Cool.
Any more? You can-
Is this a good time for water drinking? Or a bad time?
Go ahead. Do you see it over there?
One quick
What's that?
thing,
Is your drink
can we
over there?
No, it's right here.
Alex, can you grab somebody, not somebody on camera, not somebody here, but maybe you can help them out. Just move the chalkboard a little bit more toward camera 2. Looking at camera 2, see how out of frame it is? Let's bring it in a little bit.
more so into camera two?
Bring it into frame, otherwise it's not in anybody's frame.
Alright. So, hey guys, so I'm gonna stay on the shot, take the close up this time.
How's
Keep
this?
going. Swing, Alex, swing your end forward a little
Like
bit.
this?
So you move the tie, okay, so just stay on the shot.
No, I think my side.
Oh, your side?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's that angle.
Bring it this way a little bit, because now the plant is blocking her name.
We can
Okay,
change
Now
where we
bring
bring
it your way. Just straight back, straight forward, Alex. Wrong way, wrong
Oh,
way.
this way.
Other Alex. Other Alex. Stop, drop down. There you go.
That was like.
Now it's actually in the shot. Okay. Alright, let's try this for real. Good job, everybody.
For realsies.
Do you drink?
Yeah, I'm on good.
Okay, good.
Quiet on set. 5, 4, 3.
Hi, welcome to Table Talk. I'm Elizabeth Mallinson, and this is our guest for the day, Emily Ferencik. Today we're going to be talking about diet and nutrition on SUNY New Paltz's campus.
Elizabeth, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Really excited to have you here.
Thanks.
So I guess to start off the conversation, how did you get into diet and nutrition?
It's been a journey to get where I am today. So I guess I would start off as like a young teenager, probably 13 or 14. I had some eating issues, like struggled with an eating disorder for a little while. So that was kind of like my first
awakening
food thing.
Yeah.
Food. I think we all have food things, and that was my first food thing. So I went through that, and then the years went on, and probably like 15 through 19 was just kind of went to the exact opposite end, so the other extreme, and lived a really unhealthy lifestyle and just like normal teenager shenanigans, probably a little worse than normal even. So I usually explain it to people like the amount of healthy I am now, just imagine as far to the other end of the spectrum as you possibly can. And that was my teenage years up until like 19 or 20 or so. So yeah, probably when I was about 19, I was going through a really like transitional phase in my life. And I was an art student, and I sort of finished that up, and I realized this wasn't the career for me. It was more of a hobby. So I started to get a little bit interested in nutrition and interested in just like living, like I knew that I needed to treat my body a little bit more kindly. So I was thinking about that, and I started to look at schools for nutrition and that sort of thing. And I went to a community college and a different college in between, just sort of figuring it all out. And then one day I picked up this book completely randomly called Raw Food, Life Force, Energy. And it was all about living a raw food lifestyle, like a vegan raw lifestyle. And at that point in my healthiness, like healthy eating to me was eating like a power bar once a day instead of Chinese food or something like that. So this was like a far cry. But it really spoke to me for some reason, and I think I was 19 at that point, and
Did you try going vegan or raw at that point?
My personality is one extreme or the other, and my main goal in life has just been trying to find balance. That's always my theme, just find balance, because I tend to go extremes. So I went extreme. Like overnight, I was vegetable juicing every day. I was like almost 100% raw food, eating fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and smoothies and salads. And I was feeling pretty good. I mean, obviously, I was eating like power bars and crap. And then I went to this beautiful, like really clean lifestyle. But so I did that for a while. I did that. I got into Oneonta. I moved up to Oneonta. I was still doing the raw foods and things. It got to be fall and got to be a little bit colder, and my body wasn't really responding so well to the raw food thing. And now that I know what I know about nutrition, it's like I had my protein intake was like some seeds, It was not a balanced diet at all. But that really started my journey into like true health. So from that point on, it was just trying to tweak things to find my own personal balance. And I went through a couple years there where I would say I had an unhealthy obsession with healthy eating. And there's actually a term for that now called orthorexia. And I embodied orthorexia. It just like took over my life. My diet had to be this pristine, clean thing. But it was a journey. It was a journey, and it still is, of just trying to tweak things to find what works for me and how can I feel my best. So that went on for a couple years. I went to Oneonta. I got my bachelor's in nutrition from Oneonta. I went on to get my master's from them. I finished my dietetic internship and sat for my registered dietitian exam. And that kind of was the educational component of it. Right now, actually, I'm almost finished with it. I'm done this month in October. I did a 1-year holistic health coaching certification with the Institute for Integrative Nutrition.
Congratulations.
So thank you, yeah. And that's really where my heart is, more of the holistic stuff. But I felt it was important for me to do, I call that route kind of like the FDA approved sort of nutrition route, but it's important because you get the science background, because you really need to learn how the body works. You need to learn some biochemistry. You need to learn some anatomy and physiology to just have a really good core understanding of this stuff. So I'm glad that I went that route, although I could never see myself working in a hospital or something like that. So I am exactly where I need to be.
Seems like a lot of what you do stems from your youth, and coming to our campus and helping students with their food issues seems to be like really working out for you.
This job couldn't be more perfect. If I was able to take a job and like put all the perfect components to fit my personality, I still couldn't have done as good of a job as this job has to fit exactly what I need in a career to really just be fulfilling, and it's wonderful. And it's like I get to go back to college practically without having to do homework or anything like that. evenings free and that sort of thing. So it's really great. I'm blessed to be here.
Great. And when students come to you, do you take a more holistic approach then when you try to help find solutions for their problems?
I do. That's really important to me because through this food journey, it's more than a food journey. So especially over the past 7 years since this raw food thing, when I first jumped into that, I was convinced, like, nutrition is the answer. You have a problem, you're not eating right. You need vegetable juice. Like, obviously, your diet is not organic enough. That's the problem. And, you know, through those years, my diet was, it couldn't have been more pristinely clean and perfect, but it wasn't always working. And through that time, what I've come to learn is it's not all about the food. It plays a role, but there's so much more to it. You have to look at everything. You have to look at eating, you have to look at how you're feeling, how you're managing your stress, your spiritual health, your emotional health, how you're handling your relationships and interacting with the people in your life, your self-care, your sleep. There's so many components, and the food is just one piece of the pie. And so when I work with students, I ask about everything. Like, what's your sleep like? Are you stressed out? Why are you stressed out? Is it school? Is it your relationship? Like, what's going on? How's your energy level? Does it dip in the afternoon? So I really, when you just look at if I were to just ask people, what are you eating? I would be missing so much of who they are, you know? And I really feel that it's important to get to know who they are, because that's where you can really find the root causes of whatever they're coming to me for.
Wow. And so what's the most common problem you find when students are coming to you?
Well, I guess across the board, people, they want to live a healthier lifestyle. They know what they're doing is not quite right. They're eating in a certain way, and it's just kind of habits are formed, and they want to clean that up. They really want to clean that up, but they just don't really know how to, and the environment doesn't really support it. Just the environment we live in, it's more challenging. I mean, in New Paltz maybe it's a little bit easier because people are more holistically minded and more health minded. But I mean, when all of your friends are living a certain way and eating a certain way, you just kind of like fall into that trap. So people just coming to me because they want to improve. They know something in them is saying you can do better. Like, you can treat yourself, treat your body a little bit better than you are now. And I would say that's the main concern that people who come to me have. They just want to sort of clean up their lives. And then I do work with students who have eating disorders. Okay. So that's an issue that's really close to my heart. And so I really try to just be there for them. And that is almost less about the food. You know, they know what they should be doing. And it's more about their self-talk, their emotions. So I end up just sort of being a sounding board for them a lot of the time. Like, we talk about the food and we make sure they're on track, but it's more like what's going on inside you and how are you talking to yourself.
That's really great that you get to do that with so many students, and anyone's welcome to come visit you at your office, right? And
yeah.
It's located in Hasbrook Dining Hall. Thank you so much, Emily, for coming and speaking with us today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
No problem.